I still am not divorced and nobody ran away from me. So I think I'm doing something good. Yeah, I've got my ego.
I feel that you are more of a hands-on guy.
I always say, give me 24 hours, I'll launch you nationally. We knew more than the top guy who was sitting there. But I got funded. I was the most luckiest guy in the world. Technology for me was some product which is going to help consumer. I don't invest money. I invest my ability. Bullets don't hit others. If you learn to take a bullet on your chest, take it.
Thank you for showing so much love in the last episode. This is part 2 with Mr. Pushparaj Peter. In this part, we have covered the great Indian consumer psychology. Enjoy this episode with the LaunchCast.
So the question was that how did AI Nexus happen, and how, being from a business development and a sales guy, how do you manage this company, because you are not related to any of those fields? So how does the management work there?
When I entered Eureka Forbes as a sales guy, it was in George Forbes building. It's a 250 years old Forbes building. So the head office was there. So when you open, you saw shipping, you saw this. Then I saw the head office. So I decided I'd be an MD in this company. That was my motivation. So end of the day, in 2005, I was to be mentored to be the next MD of the company. And then I saw my MD didn't want to retire. And then I'm not going to get any positions there. So that's when we decided that I need to be an entrepreneur. Okay, I was 42 and I said, I'm young and I think I've got all the wisdom I thought I had. And so I got a early funding. 70% was owned by Eureka Forbes and 30% model was basically you take a stake and then we set up a company called Pro Handyman. It was based on a model that I developed, healthy home and healthy family. Okay. And how does you manage that as a service business? So that was my first enterprise that I came out of Eureka. Though I was part of an advisory board with Eureka Forbes, I should travel. But this was my pet thought and an idea where I got funded. I was the most luckiest guy in the world, where the biggest funding company, Shapur Palanji, said, take this money, do everything. Okay. Unfortunately, we took off and I wanted to launch in Bangalore. I wanted to come back to Bangalore. I've been in the journey for from 16, I was for more than 26 years, I was journeying out of my home. So I decided I'd come back to Bangalore and set up operation. And so it allows me, not the pressure of Bombay, allows me to mentor a company, build a company and know how. And that's just for off the cuff. That was the first time I had 3 VIT engineers working with me. All right. They all came to Bangalore. I used them to help and train people in technical work and all that. They were the good boys. But that was the journey of an entrepreneur, where you had a stake, and that is what sweat equity you take. And then you have a salary. It was a public limited company. However, I had to discontinue that company because when I bought that company out, it was my first time I bought that company, paying my money and bought the stakes out of the company and to start on my own without any others. Because I was once again shifted out. They wanted me to be based out of Oslo and look after building a company that Eureka Forbes acquired. So priority wise, they wanted me once again back to join them and do this. So which I said, no, I would like to do this, and took the call. From then on, it was a very tough journey. And when I wanted to do healthy home, then I needed a medical professional as a company to support me. So that's when OGIS, a company that I own also, which is the service delivery company. So I acquired shares in that company and took over and got into OGIS because there was this a great set of guys, all from the defense. They knew what was healthcare delivery. All right. And this Dr. G.S. Nair was technology specialist. So he taught me and mentored me, in a sense, how do you deliver healthcare? So he's a backup company. For me, is how do you market that company? How do you build that company? So my strength is business development, operations, building it up. So I acquired that company through my company. So I took over about 33% of the stakes. And that's how I got into a healthcare space. Then Sharp of Japan happened, and then they got into technology space. All right. So devices, medical device technology. And it was a venture that we needed to build not only India, all right, we wanted to build BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, like, that kind of thing. So we did a model, so I did a strategy for Sharp, and we wanted to launch this BRIC. So then I got deeper into the game. And once Sharp had a nosedive and we lost the technology edge, that's when we said, just at that time, Dr. GS, the chairman and one of my shareholder partner, died. What do you call it? AI Nexus wanted to come to India, and they were a startup. So they asked me, can you help us to come to the market? So that's how I got in. I said, I don't know technology, but I know how to get it to the market. So I started understanding and got mentored by them in terms of very good training. And so I knew now there's a hard device and there is a technology device does the same thing without a device. So I had to replace few things in my head. So, but my normal understanding with any company is, who I mentor to come to India, they have to invest in India. Because you have to meet Indian norms. So my simple business model is that they provide me a stake of the company. They provide me a retainer, and then there is a revenue for building the business, revenue sharing. So then I get a stake in the main company as well as here. Then when you know you're serious about business, they are serious about the business, and there's a motivation. All right. Technology for me was some product which is going to help consumer, not AI. So I look at it as a product or service that you're going to deliver to the consumer. And AI is just an enabler, and then we customize it, and then we give it to the packaged product. So even packaging, strategy, a lot of things are done by me in the company because I voice what I want. And I'm very clear what works, doesn't work, and what India market needs to do. Like when I said this is the pricing, we need to move out Google, the company listens to you because you own the market. So that's how I got into AI. And then I couldn't understand half of it, what they were telling me. So I needed a product manager, who was very intelligent product manager, Jana Begum, so Jana Monty. So I called a couple of them, and she looked at me, and was very scared to talk to me. Now she talks a lot with me, but before nobody talks to me, If I really look at my serious self, nobody will talk to me. Because I make myself reachable, people talk to me. So anyway, I was very lucky in a sense to get Jana with me, who's technically strong and who understands the product, who understands the research, and a very serious professional. So I told the company, I'm going to take a product manager who will understand you and let me know how do I translate it. So it was not very difficult to convince Jana. Okay. So, but then she also wanted to move away from the cubicle, research, and get to something nice. So I promised her, I said, it'll be very nice. So but she didn't know product. What is product management? So we're going together with the journey. So and then she got into product and she learned. But today I'm very proud that India, along with Jana and us, set the rules of the game of a product launch. All right. So we play a very important role in research, We help to develop the product and then package the product, price, models, business models of, like, they had only one B2C model. We have already developed 5 models of business for B2B, B2B2C, and product literatures and everything. So getting into a business is not that you need to know everything about it. But when I spoke to you about health, did you know that I didn't know anything about it? No, you spend time. You learn the business. When you talk about tissue engineering, I got mentored. I mean, I research a lot on the subject. Then I clarify myself. Am I talking bullshit or not? Even for today's meeting, Jana and I research you guys. Who are we talking about? And I talked to Lima and said, who am I talking to? So it's not about just getting out of your bed, because that's a respect. I respect you and the people who listen to me or the business that I deal. And yeah, I've got my ego. My ego is what? I spend a lot of time as a high professional. When I say this works, people should not question me. You understand? So I have my market value. I survive on that market value. All right? If I say this is the product that will go to the market, I better be saying right things. Okay, so it's not about AI-driven product or healthcare product or whatever. You should know. All right? And when we got into the business, me and Jana, we spent a lot of time in the primary health centers, talking to nursing staffs, knocking to this, went into rural space, working in the healthcare rural area, working in the general hospitals, actually. Jana spent a lot of time and we have spent a lot of time. So when we actually presented to Rochu or anybody in the healthcare segment, we knew more than the top guy who was sitting there. All right. So your backend, even when we went to LIC or anything, we do a lot of backend work. All right. So that's it. And I have a very good network of well-wishers now. Hardcore, thorough, professional distributors. I always say, give me 24 hours, I'll launch you nationally. 24 hours. Because I spent 35 years in the market. You can network anywhere and have a market open for you. So that's the journey which gives you the strength to say, take risks. Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm driving a Mercedes. I put everything that I learned back into the market.
Right, that's a great story to hear about. Like, that's really insightful. That how do you look at up? And I feel that you are more of a hands-on guy. You have learned it, so your experience actually adds value to the things which you say, right? Yeah. No, you have spent so much time. You have also worked a lot and made this company. Then I also believe there are also lows in the entrepreneurial journey. We always talk about highs, but there are lows also. Then how do you personally deal with those lows? That how do you pass on? How do you take it and not take that personally and keep yourself motivated and keep that discipline to move?
You must ask my wife. I still am not divorced and nobody ran away from me, so I think I'm doing something good. Right? There are challenges. I cannot pinpoint that the challenge is very relevant to me. It's relevant across. Everybody has got a challenge. And there's ups and downs. Morning I feel good, later. It's how you always feel a character is built in 2 parts. One, like a Himalaya mountain, you hope the storm is passed out, but leaves behind a solid experience. But you need to be strong enough to last it. The same engagement experience is not going to last you long. But can you face it? All right? But it's going to leave you carves. It'll leave you signs of being there. All right? So, the biggest thing in life I learned was, can you endure? All right? Second also is like a water or a river. It's very powerful. All right? Are you flexible enough? all right, to understand the situation, move around the situation, but at the same time, do a bit of what you have to do as a water with the situation. So if you look at the pebbles and everything, it's the erosion takes place, the water runs over it. They don't even know about it. But you need to be flexible in life and take the moment of truth. But yes, I've been through very highs and very lows and lost a lot of monies. But one thing I learned in life, nobody can steal your ability. All right? So that's why they say the kings, it's not that I'm not a king or anything. If you have a strong ability, what makes money for you is your ability, not the otherwise. Can you buy through money your ability? Right? So as long as you know that internally, ups or lows, you still have an ability to get out. So in the company, I was known as a fall guy. You know what's a fall guy? Nobody wants to go, send an idiot. Okay. It's like Mission Impossible guy, MI's journey. So my job was to just go, finish. But there was corporate to support it. All right? But yeah, it's you. So I've been through a lot of tough life journeys. I don't want to make you cry here, but I've gone through a lot of tough life journeys, and that made you feel tough. Know that what is moment of truth? You're not in control of it. You can have lots of dreams. Today morning before I came in, a friend of ours said hello to my son's 21st birthday. After that, she died. And she had and then just before coming, I got to know she died. It's shocking. But can you predict it? Before I came 5 days back, did you say I will do a podcast with me? I never knew that I'll be in this environment even 2 days back. So it's a moment of truth. So you start living, and instead of more reactive, be alert. When you react, you kill. But when you're alert, you know you're in control. So these are basic fundamentals. But yeah, there are essence of your personal life makes you stronger, the journey is stronger. But as I said, most important is complete control of yourself. You cannot have. You don't have. All right? But what you have is alertness. God, all right, He's there with you all the time. And you know the presence of God with you, presence of your loved one with you. But your motivation to do it. Most important is the ability God has gifted you with, how you built it. So many a time, if I ask my friends, they ask me, what are your new ventures about? They call me the serial venture guy. So I go into, without a single rupee capital. It's my ability. I've invested zero in EINXs. All right? I don't invest money. I invest my ability. All right? So if you tell me that I put money in Europe, no.
Put the ability.
I put my ability, and my ability costs money. All right? So I've got a valuation for myself. So if you want me in the game, this is my value. All right? So I've not invested. Even in the thing when I buy out, it's my ability. So it's a different model that I work with. And I know that it's not about working hard, working smart, but always look at products which really could be good value. Can it work or not work? Can I make a difference in the community? Always think big picture, whether I go there or not. My mind is already now saying, can I do it globally? Can I do it in India? So it's a lot of energy. Can you beat it? Yeah, sometimes you go to, oh, shit, man, tomorrow morning, how am I going to make my next one penny? If I think and get up, you get heartbeats. When you get up in the morning, that's a new day for you. All right, so you got to make it happen. You cannot say that somebody will make it happen. And the last thing that I ever, and I want to give this an advice, bullets don't hit others. If you learn to take a bullet on your chest, take it. And that makes people loyal to you, believe in you, and stay with you.
That was a great, whole thing to hear about. Like, it really empowered us. Like, and on that note, like, I would really thank you on behalf of the whole team for being here and actually doing it, because since yesterday you are continuously interacting and interacting. So I really know that what it takes to do it. So really, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this episode. We will be back with another story, another guest, only for you guys, because learning doesn't stop anyways. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to The LaunchCast.